Hey guys, and welcome to my Sling TSI quick build. This is my second video since my shipping container arrived. Since then, I've got the wings and the elevator inside out of the weather, and I've built a rack to keep them separated softly one from another. I have gotten started, and the first thing I'm starting on is the inventorying, which is quite tedious, but you really want to go through and make sure that everything is meant to be in the boxes is in the boxes, otherwise you're waiting for them later on. So all of the parts come blister packed. This is for the standard pedal hardware, and just checking off quantities and to make sure each and every piece is there. This is what's left to inventory out of this box. So far in about an hour and a half, I've got through everything that's in that box. I've got all of that to go. That's the fuselage box. It looks like this has all of the smallest pieces in it. I've already found what looks like to be my first step, which is installing rudder pedal brackets. I'll see you on the other side of inventorying all of this and making sure I've got everything. So we're going to put this down so that my wife doesn't kill me before we bring the crate in. Alrighty, in we come.
I'm glad she got that then.
And down we go. So I'm going to pull up a chair, and this is going to be not the most cinematic of videos, but more of an information video. So this process is fairly long and tedious, but you know, when I was wanting to build a sling, I really would have liked to have known what was in the Firewall Forward kit and what I was going to get, so I'm just going to document it a bit. For those who want to know what comes in the Firewall Forward kit, this is going to be priceless. So this was packed by Tobago, and I thank her very much for it. This is the list, the packing list, and most things have two ticks next to them. One is the main store picker, and the other one is the kit picker. Some are done by the hardware store picker. I'm going to flick through, and this is probably the most important thing, is to see if on first glance there are any back orders. So you can see here, that was a BO to start with, but they've changed that to a couple of ticks, and that's no longer a BO. So if you've not received something in your kit, here's another one. It's BO, but now it's tick tick. BO, tick tick, and a signature next to it. That's great. The more of these that are in here, the less I have to worry later on. So BO, tick tick, that is great news. So it looks like this should actually be a complete kit, which is great. This is the instructions, April 2003, revision 3.5. When you get your quick build kit, you'll see that all parts must be installed, assembled by the builder. So in the other kits where, and this is because it's Firewall Forward, everything is left to do on this kit. But when you get the quick build kit, it'll say to you that this has been done by factory. There is nothing on this page that needs doing by the builder. I'll show you some of those because I have that open outside. Right here is a very good example of quick build assembly note. These parts here come fully assembled from Sling Aircraft. Item 2 must be installed by the builder. So you come over here and it shows you what item 2 is. It's the main gear closing skin. So you get an idea of what is and isn't done by the factory. So the first thing that comes out of here is a big plastic kit. And the beauty of this is up the top, it will say Rotax 40 amp external alternator kit with wiring and connectors. And in each packet, you'll find part numbers. Let me just get them a little bit clearer for you. So part numbers, and hopefully in here it's the same as the last box I inventoried. You'll come across, you'll come down. So I've found the 40 amp external alternator kit, wiring and connectors, and that's it there. I'm now going to turn the camera off and just make sure everything's here. But yeah, I'm going to just quickly show you each and everything that comes out in your Firewall Forward kit. So that ticks off everything in this kit, in that list, except for the very top one, which is the alternator kit. So that will still be in the box. But that's the basic premise of this, and it's just a matter of process. But I'm going to show you each thing as it comes out. This one is the Rotax alternator set. I am going to open this box because I want to see what the alternator looks like. So you've got the alternator in there and the bracket. Don't know if you can see that, but that's it compared to my hand. So not very big. Let's box him back up. Oil and turbo hose clamps. I'm going to grab a few of these out at a time now. Fuel hose clamps. T-piece for fuel line. Firewall loom sealing bracket. Gascolator standard brackets and fittings. Alright, next we have fuel pressure sender. This one is intercooler mount hoses, clamps, seal and hardware. Fuel fittings for Rotax 915 fuel hose. Next we have silicone heat sleeve for fuel, I'd say. Fuel hose. Doesn't say, I'll find that in a minute. Oil hose. Gascolator, reverse flow. Okay, this is cool. This is all the Loctites, and this is how they come. They come in little tubes. Next we have Firewall hole grommet kit and nylon edge protector for fuel lines. 28 cable ties various. Throttle cable complete. Clear breather tube oil tank per meter. Fuel line T-pieces. Oil radiator large. (915) complete airbox and K&N Rotax air filter with mount hardware. Booster pump. There we go. ECU, fuse box, regulator, shunt, GPS, antennas, pressure control valve, mounting hardware. That's a long one. So let's work on those. Alright, we're getting there. This is coolant hose, custom and standard. Fuel selector valve and fittings. Oil tank and cooler fitting, turbo fittings and hose. They are nicely coloured, I like the look of them. Rotax square overflow bottle, hoses, mounts and hardware kit. Okay, here's another one. Nope, not so bad. Engine mount bolts, nuts, washers, spacers, anti-vibration rubbers. Stainless steel exhaust outlet pipe with clamps. It definitely is too, there it is. Alright, let's work through that pile before we keep going. Okay, we're starting to get there by the looks of things. Radiator and cooler mounting set. fuel filter high pressure for 915. Let's get rid of these little packets first. Coolant hose clamps. Rotax fuel pump mounting hardware. Fuel filter and air bypass. Hose, fuel. Ducting hose for airbox air filter cover with hose. Coolant hose T-pieces. Alright, let's work with those. Now, the pile in the box, I believe, is now smaller than the pile on the floor, which is going to go back in the box. Getting near the bottom. Oil tank brackets, clamps and mounting hardware. Castrol Radical antifreeze. This is probably oil. Nope, distilled water. Duplex something or other. The duplex something or other was a fuel selector. Alright, we're down to the last items. I'm not going to get these out. I'm just going to spread them out so I can see what they are. Electronic fuel pump. Fuel pressure sensor. Obviously a fuel filter. Oil cooler. And intercooler. No, I lie. Aluminium cooler radiator. It's too small for an intercooler. And that's a wrap, guys. I've got a smile on my face because everything that was meant to be there is actually there, and now it's just a matter of packing it all back in the box until I get my engine and I'm up to that part of the build. But it's nice to know that that's there. So I've managed to get through all the inventorying and to get a start done. And the thing that I started on was the rudder pedals, as well as the elevator tubes and control rods. I think this is going to be where I get up to before I go away, because I won't have any more time. I'm about to leave in a couple of days. But I'm also going to document my trip to the Gold Coast. Hopefully I get to fly the Sling and document that as well. And I want to take some photos and videos of the Slings that Errol has in various stages of being built, so that I get an idea of how things go. It's pretty exciting when the stick goes in, even if it's not connected to anything. It starts to look and feel a bit more like an aeroplane. I have both sticks in. At the moment, I'm snookered by the fact that my elevator torque tube is on back order, but it's only now a week and a half since I received my shipping container, and the elevator torque tube and a few other back ordered products are already being shipped to me from Sling Queensland. So I should see them any day now. If you've made it this far to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching, and please help our channel by leaving a subscribe and a like on the video. We would really appreciate that. Also, I plan on making this a very detailed set of videos, and I would really like to document each and every step. So there's going to be a lot of detail in these for those who are hoping to do a build or those who are in the middle of a build. So there will be lots of information coming. Thanks once again.